Hello, I'm Ali Agha, an Afghan refugee living in Makassarcity of Indonesia. We the refugees have been held in this limbo for about a decade, where most of us have been suffering from a variety of mental, psychological and behavioral disorders. Since 2014 up to this day, around 14 young refugees have committed suicide. Meanwhile, the security problem and living circumstances in Afghanistan have gotten even worse. Most of us do not know or cannot have contact with our families, relatives and friends. The situation in Afghanistan have got even worse. The Taliban is forcing the Hazara people to leave their homes and lands. Right now, the Hazara people are living in mountainous areas without any life supplies. On the other hand, the UNHCR and IOM organization, especially the IOM organization, instead of finding a better way of resettlement and solving our problems, they're trying to silence our voices. These two organizations, instead of sharing the real and true situation of refugees in Indonesia, they are always sharing the fake and untrue situation of refugees in Indonesia. Thus, we the Hazara people and refugees have come here in front of the UNHCR regional offices, including men, women and children, to cry out for our freedom and request UNHCR and other humanitarian organizations across Indonesia to help us and share our voices so that our demands be fulfilled. Our demands is as follows. We kindly request UNHCR and IOM organizations to find a better way of resettlement, to start the fair way for resettling the refugees in Indonesia. We also ask the UNHCR and IOM organization to speed up the resettlement process for all the refugees in Indonesia. We also ask UNHCR and IOM organizations to share the real and true situation of refugees in Indonesia and address all the problems and all the complications and all the menaces and threats that affects our lives in Indonesia. Australian border policy is an inhuman program that causes many people to die here in Indonesia. So we kindly ask UNHCR to have a cooperation with the Australian government to find an alternative for avoiding human trafficking. As far as Indonesia is a country that honors freedom, humanity and humanitarian, Indonesian government can coordinate. We kindly request the Indonesian government to coordinate with the UNHCR upon saving the refugees from this hellish situation. Indonesian government can also talk with the other countries that accept refugees to increase the number of refugees taken annually from Indonesia. Finally, in the absence of attention to the stated problems of refugees here in Indonesia, a big humanitarian catastrophe will arise. Therefore, we kindly request you to find a better solution and help us and pay attention to the stated problems, suffering and threats that affects our lives here in Indonesia. We beg your cooperation for finding out a better solution. Thank you very much.